Night has fallen over the world. Cities glow like small islands of light, but above them the sky is wide, dark, and endless. Far from noise and human life, an old mountain observatory stands alone. Its silver dome points toward the heavens like a giant eye waiting to open. Inside, an astronomer works quietly, surrounded by screens, books, and maps of the stars. He has spent his whole life looking at the sky. Tonight, he expects nothing unusual, only another routine scan of space. But something strange is about to happen, something that will change everything humanity knows about the solar system. The observatory is silent except for the soft hum of machines. The astronomer adjusts the telescope, slowly sweeping across distant stars. Data scrolls across the monitors. Numbers, signals, patterns, all normal. But then a tiny blink of light flashes on one of the screens. A pulse, a rhythm too perfect to be random. He freezes. The pulse comes again, 3 quick beats, then silence. 3 quick beats, then silence. His heart races. He zooms in. The signal is real. It is coming from deep space, from a direction scientists rarely study, the far edge of the solar system. The astronomer calls the research team immediately. Lights turn on. Doors open. Experts rush into the control room. They stare at the screen in disbelief. The signal is repeating, growing stronger with each cycle. It is not noise. It is not an error. It is something deliberate. But what? The head scientist speaks softly, almost afraid to break the moment. If this is natural, it is unlike anything we have ever recorded. Some whisper that it could be a new type of cosmic event. Some fear it may be a warning. Others dare to imagine the impossible. Could it be a message? A sign of something intelligent? As the world sleeps, the observatory becomes the center of global attention. News spreads. Governments request updates. Space agencies begin running their own scans. And everywhere, people ask the same question. What is sending the signal? The answer lies somewhere beyond the planets, but to reach it, humans must understand the solar system like never before. The mission is born at sunrise. An emergency meeting is held at the International Space Agency. Scientists, engineers, mathematicians, and explorers gather around a long table. The signal plays on a speaker, soft, rhythmic, mysterious. The director of the agency studies the room. Our job, she says, is not fear. Our job is discovery. She announces a mission unlike any in human history, a journey across the entire solar system to follow the signal to its source. The spacecraft must be fast, strong, and intelligent. It must survive heat, storms, radiation, and the cold dark beyond the known planets. The project is named Stellar One. For months, the world watches the creation of the spacecraft. Engineers weld the golden panels. Technicians install sensors and AI navigation systems. Astronomers program star maps into its memory. The spacecraft becomes a shape of beauty and purpose, a sparkling silver arrow built to chase the unknown. Every moment of construction brings more excitement and more fear. The closer they study the signal, the stranger it becomes. It changes pitch slightly, as if reacting to something. Sometimes it stops for hours, then returns stronger than before. And every time it returns, the rhythm becomes clearer. 3 beats, pause, 3 beats, pause, like a heartbeat in the dark. The public is divided. Some believe the signal is a natural miracle. Some believe it is a threat. Some believe it is a voice calling humanity forward. But no one knows the truth. The day of launch arrives. Millions watch from their screens. Stellar One sits on the launch pad, shining under the morning sun. The ground trembles as engines roar to life. Flames burst downward. Smoke rises like a storm cloud. And then slowly Stellar One lifts into the sky. As the rocket climbs higher, the blue fades. Clouds disappear. The dark of space welcomes the ship like a vast ocean waiting for a traveler. Inside mission control, scientists watch every movement. Screens glow with data. Heartbeats race with the engines. Stage 1 separation. Trajectory confirmed. Solar panels deployed. Cheers fill the room. The first step of the cosmic journey has begun. Far below, the people of Earth look up. The spacecraft becomes a tiny sparkling point, then disappears into the endless black. Humanity has launched its eyes, its curiosity, and its hopes into the unknown, leaving Earth behind from space. Earth looks peaceful, blue oceans swirling with white clouds, green continents stretching across the planet. Stellar One sends back its first images. The narrator for the documentary later describes them simply: home, a small world in a large universe. The spacecraft uses Earth's gravity to slingshot itself forward, gaining speed. The mission control team breathes a moment of relief, but the signal begins to change again. The rhythm becomes faster, as if reacting to the ship's movement. Scientists grow silent. It knows we are coming. One whispers, but no one answers. The journey must continue. The quiet of space between Earth and the inner planets lies a calm region. No storms, no debris, only soft solar winds drifting through empty darkness. Stellar One glides smoothly, following the faint direction of the mysterious signal. Inside the spacecraft, systems automatically record everything: the strength of radiation, the quality of the light, the magnetic fields, even the silence. The AI system whispers updates in a calm synthetic voice. Trajectory true, energy stable, signal detected. Every hour the signal grows clearer. The tone becomes sharper, the rhythm stronger, but the distance still hides its source. Mission Control studies the data non-stop. They map the direction of the signal. It does not come from a star. It does not come from a comet. It is too steady, too controlled. The narrator's voice echoes softly over a black screen. Something out there is speaking, but we do not yet know its language. A suspenseful discovery as Stellar One drifts deeper into space. The telescopes on board capture something new. A bright flash just for a second near the orbit of Mercury. It is not a star, not a reflection, not a known object. Mission Control replays the footage again and again. The flash matches the exact timing of the signal. 3 beats. Pause. Flash, the room freezes. Is it communicating with light too? Is it marking a path? Or is it warning us? No one can answer, but one thing becomes clear: the solar system is not as quiet as scientists once believed. The solar wind storm. Days later, a solar storm erupts from the sun. Waves of radiation surge outward. Normally, such storms can destroy weak spacecraft, but Stellar One's shields activate instantly. The ship glows with a protective blue shimmer. While the storm rages, something incredible happens. The signal becomes louder, much louder, stronger than ever before. The scientists realize the sun's energy is amplifying it. But how? Why? Stellar One rides the solar wind like a boat on a golden river. The storm paints the darkness with waves of light, turning space into a glowing ocean of fire and motion. The narrator whispers. In chaos, the message becomes clear, and indeed, the signal changes during the storm. New tones appear, longer pauses. It almost sounds like a pattern, almost like a code. But decoding it becomes a challenge beyond anything the team has faced. The growing mystery, the suspense grows with every hour. The deeper Stellar One travels, the stranger the universe becomes. Stars appear and vanish behind dust clouds. Streams of particles drift like glowing rivers. The sun becomes smaller and smaller behind the ship. Earth is no longer visible. Humanity is a memory fading into blue light. Inside the spacecraft, sensors detect faint magnetic fields that match the rhythm of the signal. Scientists do not understand. The fields appear, then disappear. It is as if something invisible is guiding the ship. Every discovery adds new questions. Why does the signal respond to solar storms? Why do the magnetic fields pulse in the same rhythm? Why did the light flash near Mercury? Is the signal natural or made? The narrator speaks again as the screen shows the spacecraft sailing into deeper blackness. Before humanity can follow the signal to its source, it must face the wonders and dangers of the solar system. Each world ahead holds clues. Each world hides secrets. The journey has only begun. End of part 1. The music rises. A slow, rising hum like the building of another mystery. Stellar One accelerates. The sun glows behind it like a burning crown. The unknown lies ahead, waiting with silent excitement. And the signal beats once more. 3 tones. Pause. 3 tones. Pause. Calling the ship forward, calling humanity forward. Stellar One speeds deeper into the inner solar system. The sun grows larger in the spacecraft's view, burning brighter than ever before. Its golden surface swirls with violent storms, each one powerful enough to swallow worlds. The spacecraft's shield glows faintly as it absorbs the increasing heat. Inside Mission Control, scientists watch carefully. Every kilometer brings the ship closer to the first stop on its journey, Mercury, the small, silent world of fire and ice. The mysterious signal still hums in the background, steady as a heartbeat. Its rhythm echoes through the control room speakers, reminding everyone why this mission began. Even though the source is far ahead, the signal does something unusual the moment Mercury comes into range. It becomes louder, clearer, more precise. It is as if the signal is reacting to the spacecraft's first planetary approach. Approaching Mercury as Stellar One gets closer, Mercury reveals itself, a small, crater-covered rock circling dangerously close to the sun. From far away it looks calm, but the surface tells a different story, one of destruction, silence, and ancient scars. The narrator speaks softly. Mercury is a world caught in a cosmic tug-of-war, forever threatened by the sun's power. It is a planet where days can melt metal and nights can freeze stone. Stellar One enters orbit. Cameras activate. The first close-up images fill the screens in Mission Control. The ground is covered with craters, thousands of them, reminders of the solar system's violent past. Mountains rise like jagged teeth. Deep shadows cut across the land. But the most shocking thing is the temperature. On Mercury's day side, the heat reaches nearly 430 degrees C. On the night side, it falls to 180 degrees C. The extreme difference creates strange patterns on the surface, as if the planet is cracking under the stress of two realities. The ship begins scanning, searching for any relationship between Mercury and the mysterious signal. A strange magnetic whisper. Mercury is small, but it has something surprising, a magnetic field. Not as strong as Earth's, but still powerful enough to confuse Stellar One's instruments. As the spacecraft passes above the planet's northern region, an unexpected magnetic pulse reaches its sensors. It matches the rhythm of the mysterious signal. 3 pulses, pause, 3 pulses, pause. Scientists fall silent. This is no coincidence. Is the planet echoing the signal, one asks, or is something hidden beneath the surface? Another wonders. Stellar One sends out a deeper scan. Waves of electromagnetic energy sweep across the rocks. For a moment, signals bounce back normally, but then a strange distortion appears. A wave pattern sharp, repeating, buried deep beneath the crust. The narrator's voice deepens the suspense. Something inside Mercury is answering. But the distortion disappears as quickly as it arrived. No matter how hard the team searches, it does not return. The mystery only grows. The midnight side. To escape the extreme heat, the spacecraft maneuvers toward Mercury's night side. Suddenly, everything changes. The sunlit fire world becomes a frozen desert. The surface is so cold that water could exist here, hidden in deep shadows that sunlight never touches. Craters filled with permanent darkness appear like black holes on the surface. Stellar One sends a probe to scan one of these frozen pits. As the probe descends, its lights reveal something unexpected: bright reflections, water ice. On a planet this close to the sun, ice should not exist at all. But it does. And inside one of the darkest craters, the probe detects something else, an extremely faint echo of the mysterious signal. It is weak, almost silent, but unmistakable. The team studies the data and finds a shocking detail. The echo seems older than the original signal, as if Mercury is holding a memory of it. The narrator whispers, was the signal once stronger? Did it pass near Mercury long ago? Or is the planet itself part of a larger cosmic message? The questions become louder than the answers. Leaving Mercury behind after hours of investigation, Stellar One prepares to leave. The spacecraft boosts its engines, breaking free from Mercury's gravity. Mission Control watches quietly. Everyone senses it. The mission is no longer just exploration. It is a chase, a search, a puzzle waiting to be solved. The moment Stellar One leaves Mercury's orbit, the mysterious signal changes pitch, like a new note added to a song. It is subtle, but it is real. It knows we are moving, the lead scientist murmurs. Ahead lies the next world, Venus, the planet of storms. Approaching the hell world. As Stellar One travels, the sun grows brighter. Heat intensifies. The spacecraft adjusts its shields, glowing faintly blue as they absorb dangerous radiation. Soon, a giant yellow sphere fills the view. Venus. Wrapped in thick clouds that swirl endlessly around the planet. It looks calm from a distance, but the truth is far more terrifying. The narrator explains, Venus is Earth's twin in size, but not in nature. It is a world shaped by fire, pressure, and deadly gas. A world where life, as humans know it, cannot exist. Lightning flashes inside the clouds like silent explosions. These storms are powerful enough to tear apart early space probes, but Stellar One is built for survival. Mission Control activates the atmospheric sensors. The ship descends slowly, entering the upper layers of the Venusian atmosphere. Immediately, the screens turn yellow, gas readings spike, temperatures rise. The pressure increases to levels beyond imagination. The atmosphere is thick, heavy, suffocating. Stellar One's hull creaks softly, but it holds. The endless clouds, the clouds of Venus, are not like Earth's. They are made of sulfuric acid, burning, toxic, deadly. They twist and spin, creating patterns like giant storms frozen in time. The spacecraft dives deeper, but not too far. Even the strongest machines cannot survive Venus's lower atmosphere. Inside the clouds, something strange happens. The mysterious signal flickers. It becomes softer, almost muted, as if the thick atmosphere is blocking it. Then in a sudden burst, it returns stronger than before, much stronger. The entire spacecraft vibrates as if something massive is pushing through the clouds. The scientists panic for a second. What was that? Did something hit us? No impact detected. Then what caused the vibration? The answer comes from the sensors. A wave of electrical energy, perfectly matching the rhythm of the signal, just passed through the clouds. It came from below. The surface nobody sees. Venus's surface is hidden from the human eye. The clouds are so thick that sunlight barely reaches the ground. But Stellar One's radar pierces the darkness. It scans the land and reveals a world of chaos. Volcanoes rise like giants from the ground. Some are active, glowing red beneath the haze. Rivers of lava snake across the surface. The land is cracked, twisted, reshaped by thousands of earthquakes. Temperatures reach 470 degrees C. Atmospheric pressure is 92 times stronger than Earth's. It is a world built to destroy anything that dares to reach it. But then the radar detects something unexpected. Patterns. Long, curved lines, too smooth, too organized to be natural. They appear on the surface like ancient symbols carved into the rocks. When the computer overlays the mysterious signal waveform onto the radar image, something unbelievable happens. The patterns match the rhythm of the signal. They are not identical but close, like an older version, a primitive form of the same message. The scientists stare in disbelief. Is Venus responding to the signal? Or is this evidence of something older, something ancient? The narrator adds to the suspense. The solar system may be holding secrets far older than human history. But just as quickly as they appear, the patterns vanish from the radar, erased by a sudden surge of volcanic heat. The great storm of Venus as Stellar One prepares to leave, Venus gives one last surprise. A massive storm forms below the spacecraft, a spinning cyclone larger than any hurricane on Earth. Lightning explodes through the clouds in every direction. Inside Mission Control, alarms sound. The storm is rising toward the spacecraft. Stellar One's engines ignite. The ship climbs, fighting against the violent winds. The storm reaches upward like a hand trying to pull the ship back down into the hellish world, but Stellar One escapes. The moment it breaks free into open space, the mysterious signal rings louder, clearer than ever. The team records new tones, new frequencies, as if the signal is evolving with the journey. Someone whispers, "It wants us to continue." The path ahead. Mercury gave clues. Venus gave warnings. Both planets reacted to the signal. Both hinted at something hidden, ancient, powerful. Now Stellar One turns toward the next destination, Earth and Mars, two worlds that may hold deeper pieces of the cosmic puzzle. The narrator closes the part with an echo of suspense. The journey moves forward, and the solar system grows stranger with every step. Stellar One glides silently through space, leaving the poisonous clouds of Venus behind. The spacecraft adjusts its course, guided by the steady hum of the mysterious signal, but now something has changed. The tone is deeper. The rhythm is slower, as if the signal is preparing for the next chapter of the journey. Mission Control studies the updated waveform. The 3-beat pulse is still present, but now an extra faint tone appears between the pauses, soft, subtle, like a whisper traveling through the void. The scientists listen closely, headphones pressed to their ears. It's almost like breathing, one of them says, and then someone adds, or maybe like something alive. They do not know yet, but the path ahead is bringing Stellar One back home toward Earth, the blue planet where life began. Not because the mission wants to stop, but because Earth lies directly on the trajectory toward the next destination, Mars, the world that has always kept secrets under its red sands. The narrator sets the stage. In a universe full of silence, Earth is the only world that sings, and before the spacecraft enters deeper darkness, it must pass the shining cradle of life one last time. Return to the blue world as Stellar One nears Earth. Its cameras capture a sight that humans never grow tired of seeing, a glowing blue sphere wrapped in soft white clouds. The oceans shimmer under the sunlight. Continents drift peacefully below. Earth looks fragile, beautiful, alive. In Mission Control, the room falls quiet. For a moment, the scientists simply stare at the image. They realize something emotional. This may be the last time anyone sees Earth so closely during this mission. Once Stellar One moves outward, it will not return. The narrator's tone softens. Here, life grew from dust. Here, humans learned to dream. And now, a creation of their hands returns home only to say goodbye. Stellar One uses Earth's gravity to gain speed, performing a graceful loop around the planet. As it does, the spacecraft's sensors detect something unexpected. The mysterious signal weakens. Not just weakens, it almost disappears. The team rushes to check their instruments. Is the system malfunctioning? No, everything is normal. Then why is the signal fading? The answer becomes clear when the spacecraft moves past Earth's magnetic field. Outside the shield, the signal returns strong and clear. Earth's magnetic field was blocking it. This discovery shocks everyone. The signal travels through space, but not through Earth. This suggests something extraordinary. The signal may not be meant for Earth, or perhaps Earth is being protected from it. A chilling idea crosses the minds of several scientists, but no one wants to say it out loud. The blue light anomaly as Stellar One flies over Earth's night side, the cameras capture a strange phenomenon. A faint blue glow appears far above the planet's atmosphere like a ring of light. It pulses in the same rhythm as the mysterious signal. 3 beats, pause, 3 beats, pause. But the glow is not coming from Earth, it is coming from space itself. The narrator heightens the mystery, a guiding light or a warning. Before the team can analyze it further, Earth's gravity flings the spacecraft outward, pushing it toward the next destination, Mars, the red planet of questions. The road to Mars space grows darker. Earth becomes a shrinking blue dot. The sun is still bright, but the warmth fades rapidly. Stellar One sensors detect a colder environment, thinner dust, and the distant pull of Mars. The spacecraft activates its long-range imaging system. A red spark appears ahead. Mars. But something strange happens as soon as Mars comes into view. The mysterious signal increases dramatically, not just louder, but almost emotional, like a rising tone of urgency. Mission control freezes. Why is it reacting to Mars? What connection does the signal have with the red planet? Is this where it began? With every passing second, the suspense grows. First glimpse of the red planet Mars fills the screen. A world both familiar and alien. Rust-colored deserts stretch endlessly. Dark valleys cut across the land. Clouds of dust swirl in thin air. And towering over everything is the giant volcano Olympus Mons, standing 3 times taller than Mount Everest. The narrator describes the scene with awe. Mars is a frozen desert, yet it holds the memory of water, a dead world that once may have lived. Stellar One enters orbit. The spacecraft circles the planet, gathering data. Cameras capture the deep canyons of Valles Marineris, a scar so huge that it could swallow continents. Ancient river channels appear across the terrain, proving that water once flowed here. But the most shocking discovery waits beneath the surface. Underground signals. Stellar One activates its subsurface radar, scanning deep below the Martian crust. At first, everything looks normal: rock layers, ice pockets, old lava flows. Then suddenly, a pattern appears. Not random, not natural. A wave-like distortion deep underground, just like the one on Mercury. But this time the pattern is stronger, sharper, almost intentional. The scientists lean forward in their seats. The radar image pulses in sync with the mysterious signal. The connection is undeniable. What if something buried under Mars is reacting to the signal? Or, what if the signal is trying to wake something up? The narrator adds chilling suspense. The red planet may be hiding more than ancient rivers. It may be hiding a message. Dust storm of secrets. Mars is famous for its dust storms, some small, some large enough to cover the entire planet. Stellar One enters orbit just as one of these storms begins to grow. Dust rises into the air like a giant red cloud. Lightning sparks inside the storm, illuminating the landscape. The storm moves faster than expected, spreads quickly, swallowing valleys and mountains. And inside the storm, the mysterious signal becomes chaotic. The rhythm breaks, the tones distort. A new frequency appears, a low, deep hum that has never been heard before. Mission control panics. Is the storm interfering? No, the signal is changing on its own. What is causing it? The team plays the distorted version at high volume. Underneath the static, a faint pattern becomes audible. A second message. A hidden layer. The narrator explains. A signal inside the signal, as if someone encoded a secret behind the rhythm. But the deeper meaning remains unclear. The frozen clue to escape the worst of the storm. Stellar One moves toward the polar region. Here, ice caps shine under weak sunlight. The atmosphere is calmer. The radar scans return more detail. Beneath the Martian North Pole, the ship detects something astonishing, a massive underground lake of liquid water. This is not new to science, but what the spacecraft finds inside the lake is something no one expected. A magnetic signature, faint but rhythmic, the exact same rhythm as the mysterious signal. The scientists stare in disbelief. Is the source under the polar ice? Or is it a reflection of something deeper? The narrator amplifies the tension. If Mars once had oceans, what else did it have? A Martian memory. The storm finally weakens. The spacecraft shifts back toward the equator to study the oldest parts of the Martian surface. Here, rocks billions of years old hold the history of the planet. Stellar One sensors detect minerals that only form in the presence of flowing water. Ancient riverbeds become visible. There is evidence that Mars once had lakes, rain, and perhaps even seas. But then the sensors pick up something new, organic molecules. Not life, but the building blocks of life. And mixed with these molecules, traces of unusual isotopes that match the same strange frequency as the mysterious signal. It is as if Mars once heard the signal long before humans did. The narrator deepens the mystery, a forgotten world remembering a forgotten message. The red echo. Before leaving Mars, Stellar One performs one final scan. It directs a beam deep into the surface. The signal echoes back. But the echo is not a simple reflection. It is shaped, altered, modified. The echo has a new rhythm, longer beats, different pauses, like a reply. Mission control freezes. Did Mars answer us? The narrator closes the part with cinematic tension. The solar system is speaking in patterns and shadows. And as Stellar One leaves the red world behind, the mystery grows deeper. Where did the signal begin? Who sent it? And why does every planet hold a piece of the puzzle? Ahead lies the realm of the giants, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, vast worlds of storms, rings, and secrets. The journey continues. Stellar One drifts away from the red deserts of Mars, leaving behind swirling storms and buried secrets. With every kilometer, the sun grows smaller. Light becomes colder. Shadows stretch longer across space. The spacecraft enters the dark frontier known as the outer solar system, a place where the planets grow massive and the mysteries grow deeper. The mysterious signal, once steady, once simple, changes again. Now it carries a slow, thunder-like vibration beneath the familiar three-beat pattern, a deeper pulse, a heavier tone. The scientists listen. It almost sounds alive. One whispers, another replies quietly. No, it sounds like something powerful, something very old. Ahead lies the first of the giants, Jupiter, the king of storms. The narrator builds the cinematic transition. The inner planets gave clues, the red world gave warnings, but the outer giants, they may hold the truth hidden inside their swirling clouds. Approaching Jupiter, the realm of storms. Even from millions of kilometers away, Jupiter dominates the view. A massive striped sphere decorated with rolling storms and colorful clouds fills Stellar One's entire screen. It rotates slowly, like a sleeping god wrapped in thunder. As the spacecraft comes closer, the great red spot becomes visible, a storm larger than Earth, raging for centuries without stopping. Lightning flashes inside its swirling walls, lighting up the darkness like cosmic fire. Mission Control watches with awe. This is not a planet, someone says softly. This is a world built by storm. Stellar One enters Jupiter's magnetic field, a field so strong it could destroy weaker spacecraft. Instruments shake, lines of static flash across the screens, and then the mysterious signal erupts, not louder but richer, deeper, layered with strange harmonics the team has never heard before. The narrator explains, the giant's magnetic field is like a cosmic amplifier. Everything entering it becomes louder, waves, particles, and perhaps even messages. The spacecraft stabilizes, its sensors activate. Slowly, Stellar One descends toward Jupiter's upper atmosphere. The storm that speaks clouds rise like walls. Towers of gas swirl into spirals. Colors melt into one another, orange, white, brown, gold. Lightning spears across the sky, connecting the clouds in brilliant flashes. As Stellar One dips lower, its sensors detect something impossible. Inside the clouds, radio waves pulse in the same rhythm as the mysterious signal. The great red spot echoes the same three-beat pattern. 3 beats, pause, 3 beats, pause, like a storm speaking. The scientists stare at their screens, speechless. Is Jupiter responding to the signal, or has it been echoing it for thousands of years? The narrator deepens the mystery. A storm cannot think, but the universe often hides intelligence where humans least expect it. But before they can study further, the storms strengthen, turbulence increases. Stellar One's hull vibrates, warning lights flash. Jupiter is dangerous. Staying too long could end the mission. The spacecraft pulls upward, escaping the swirling chaos. The moment it leaves the storm zone, the mysterious signal returns to its normal strength, but with a new twist. A faint echo follows every pulse. The echo matches the storm's rhythm. Jupiter has changed the message. The moons of mystery. Before leaving, Stellar One scans Jupiter's moons. Each one is unique. Each one holds secrets. Io, the volcanic moon, glows with fiery eruptions. Lava fountains burst from its surface like cosmic fireworks. Europa, smooth and frozen, hides an ocean beneath its icy shell, an ocean larger than all of Earth's seas combined. As Stellar One passes Europa, something incredible happens. The mysterious signal bends, not breaks, not fades, it bends like water-bending light. The signal curves toward Europa. Mission Control reacts instantly. Europa is influencing the signal. It's pulling at it. Why? How? The narrator explains the silent wonder, a frozen world calling the message closer. When the spacecraft scans Europa's surface, cracks in the ice glow faintly as sunlight touches them. For just a moment, the sensors detect heat rising from below, warm water, moving currents, something shifting in the ocean's depth. And underneath that shifting water, a vibration. The same rhythm. 3 beats, pause, but Europa's version is slower, like a deep underwater echo. It is not a reply, it is a memory, as if the ocean has heard the message before. Chills move through Mission Control. What has touched this moon? What has passed through these oceans? What ancient story lies beneath the ice? But Stellar One cannot dive into Europa, not yet. The mission must follow the original signal, which pulls the ship farther outward toward Saturn. The beauty of rings and secrets. Saturn appears quietly at first, just a pale glow in the distance, but as Stellar One approaches, the beauty becomes breathtaking. Rings. Wide, glowing, endless rings. They encircle the planet like a crown of ice and light. The rings are thin as paper yet stretch across hundreds of thousands of kilometers. They shimmer under the sun's faint light, creating waves of sparkle across the darkness. Mission Control watches, mesmerized. Even experienced scientists whisper in awe. Saturn has always been beautiful, but from Stellar One's view it becomes something divine. The narrator describes it poetically. In the cold darkness, Saturn wears the brightest jewels. But beauty is not the only surprise waiting here. The moment Stellar One enters Saturn's ring system, the mysterious signal shifts into a new pattern, not distress, not warning, something like music, soft, flowing, almost emotional. Sensors detect thousands of tiny ice particles vibrating as the signal passes through them. The rings shimmer with invisible waves. The entire ring system becomes a giant instrument responding to the message from the deep beyond. Scientists gasp. The rings are resonating. They're vibrating with the signal. It's like the planet is singing with it. And then the signal, just for a moment, creates a perfect harmonic tone, a single beautiful haunting note, a note that has never existed before. The narrator whispers, a voice made of ice answering a call from the void. Enceladus, the shining moon. While in Saturn's realm, Stellar One turns toward a small moon, Enceladus, a frozen world known for its geysers that shoot water into space. As the spacecraft passes above Enceladus, plumes of icy vapor burst upward like silver fountains. The geysers catch sunlight and look like glowing pillars rising from the moon's surface. But what lies under those geysers shocks the entire team. Sensors detect heat, movement, a giant underground ocean. And inside that ocean, vibrations. Not random, not natural, a slow, rhythmic pattern. The same pattern hidden in the mysterious signal. The narrator lifts the suspense. 3 worlds, Europa, Mars, Enceladus, all echoing the same rhythm. This is no coincidence. Something ancient has touched them all. Mission Control watches as Stellar One records the geysers. For a brief second, a strange distortion appears in the water plumes. A shape, a shadow, a ripple moving against the flow. The AI marks it instantly. Unknown object detected. The shadow disappears. No one knows what it was. No one dares to guess. But everyone feels the truth. Enceladus is not silent. Something beneath its icy ocean is listening. The fading warmth of the sun leaving Saturn behind, Stellar One enters deeper cold. The sun becomes a small white star. Heat fades until the spacecraft must activate internal heaters to protect its systems. Ahead lie the 2 ice giants, Uranus and Neptune, planets of wind, storms, and mystery. As Stellar One approaches Uranus, the mysterious signal becomes stretched, distorted, like a voice struggling to pass through thick walls of ice. The narrator explains, the farther the spacecraft travels, the colder the universe becomes. Light slows, sound fades, but the message continues. Uranus, the tilted world. Uranus glows with soft blue light, spinning sideways like a rolling ball. It is tilted so much that its seasons last decades. Winds race faster than bullets. As Stellar One gets closer, something unexpected happens. The signal pauses. For the first time since the mission began, complete silence. Mission Control freezes. Did we lose it? Is it broken? Or is this intentional? Before anyone can answer, the signal returns, but slower, deeper, like someone whispering through an icy wall. Sensors detect a faint distortion beneath Uranus's atmosphere. Not a storm, not a magnetic field, a structure. A massive ring-like structure hidden under the thick clouds, but not made of rock or ice. Something else, something artificial. The signal bends around it as if reacting to its presence. The narrator heightens the mystery, a giant world hiding a giant secret. But the clouds are too thick. Stellar One cannot see more. It moves on, guided by the signal toward the last giant, Neptune. Neptune, the final gate. Neptune is a dark blue jewel swirling with the fastest winds in the solar system. Storms rise like black holes across the planet's surface. Lightning flickers inside the clouds like small galaxies being born. As Stellar One enters Neptune's domain, the mysterious signal becomes sharper than ever. Clear, strong, almost urgent. The scientists realize something shocking. The signal is coming from beyond Neptune. The narrator delivers the cinematic conclusion of Part 4. The inner worlds gave clues. The giant worlds gave voices. And now, standing at the last gate of the solar system, Stellar One prepares to leave the kingdom of planets behind. Because the message is calling from deeper darkness, from a place where sunlight dies and secrets are born. Ahead lies the Kuiper Belt. Beyond that, the unknown. The journey continues. The solar system behind Stellar 1 grows distant and dim. Neptune fades into a swirling blue mist, shrinking slowly into the black ocean of space. Beyond it lies a region few spacecraft have ever touched, the Kuiper Belt, a frozen frontier where sunlight is weak, time feels slow, and silence becomes thicker than darkness. The mysterious signal is now louder than ever, clearer, almost sharp. Its three-beat pattern cuts through the silence like a cosmic heartbeat guiding Stellar 1 into unknown territory. But there is something else too, a new tone, deeper than the rest, like an ancient voice echoing from the farthest corner of space. Mission Control listens in silence. Everyone knows the truth now. The signal is not coming from any planet, not from a moon, not from a star. It is coming from somewhere beyond the solar system. The narrator sets the emotional stage. The journey began with a whisper. Now it leads into a darkness where no human has ever traveled. Every planet has spoken. Every world has echoed the same rhythm. But the source waits in the cold beyond. Crossing into the Kuiper Belt, Stellar 1 enters the icy region that surrounds the solar system like a forgotten halo. Here, countless frozen worlds drift in silence, dwarf planets, icy fragments, ancient comets. Each one is a survivor from the early days of creation, untouched for billions of years. The spacecraft scans every object nearby. Shadows pass across the sensors. Some objects are massive, some as small as mountains, some shaped like spinning shards of ice. The first anomaly appears near a dwarf planet named Varuna. A strange shimmering light hovers above its surface, soft blue like the glow seen above Earth. But this time the glow pulses in a faster rhythm. 3 beats. Pause, 3 beats, pause, 3 beats, but then a fourth pulse. This has never happened before. The scientists exchange worried looks. The signal is changing again. Why now? What is it trying to say? The narrator whispers. The path ahead is no longer familiar. The universe speaks in a language humans are only beginning to understand. Stellar 1 continues forward, a silent object in the dark far beyond Varuna. Sensors detect a massive object, too small to be a planet, too large to be a comet. It moves slowly, almost deliberately, as if drifting with purpose. Its surface is covered in ice so black it absorbs all light, making it nearly invisible. Target acquired, the AI reports. Unknown object, no match in database. The team leans forward. This might be it. The source of the signal. Stellar 1 approaches carefully. Cameras activate. The object fills the screen, a smooth, dark, icy sphere with strange markings carved into its surface. The markings glow faintly whenever the mysterious signal plays. Something about the markings looks familiar. The scientists zoom in. Their eyes widen. The markings match the patterns found on Venus. The distortions detected under Mercury, the echoes buried beneath Mars, the vibrations in Jupiter's storms, the resonance of Saturn's rings, the whispers beneath Europa and Enceladus. Everything leads here. The narrator heightens the suspense. The solar system is not random. It is a map, and every world is a chapter of the same ancient story. Stellar 1 hovers just 100 meters away from the object, and then the signal stops. Complete silence fills the room. The scientists freeze, phones drop, pens fall, no one breathes. For the first time since this mission began, the universe has gone quiet. The awakening suddenly, the object emits a low hum, a new sound. Deeper than anything before, the ice cracks. A glowing pattern spreads outward, illuminating the surface with bright silver light. Stellar 1's sensors struggle to keep up. Something inside the object is coming to life. Energy spike detected. Internal movement, the surface is opening. The spherical object slowly unfolds like a flower made of ice and metal. Panels shift outward. Cracks widen. Light pours through the openings, flooding the darkness. At the center of the unfolding sphere lies a crystal-like core, shaped like a glowing spiral, rotating gently. Its light matches the exact frequency of the mysterious signal. The narrator describes the moment. The source of the message reveals itself. Not a star, not a machine built by humans, something older, something forgotten. As Stellar 1 watches, the spiral core emits a beam of shimmering energy that stretches across the darkness like a luminous bridge. The beam touches the spacecraft. Instantly the signal returns, but now it carries a new structure. Not just beats, not just tones, a pattern, a coded sequence, something that almost sounds like language. Mission Control goes silent. The signal is no longer random, it is speaking. The message begins. Stellar 1 decodes the first layer. It is not words, it is images. Projected across the screens, a young solar system, violent, full of fire and storms. Planets forming, moons cooling, oceans rising, atmospheres thickening. The narrator explains, the message is a memory of creation, a record of the solar system's birth. More images appear, gigantic waves of energy sweeping through space. Unknown structures drifting between planets, something like colossal machines absorbing sunlight, shaping magnetic fields. Were these natural? Were they built? No one can tell. Then the images change again, a massive explosion far beyond the solar system, a shockwave traveling through the cosmos. The shockwave passes through Mercury, Venus, Mars, Europa, and Enceladus, leaving echoes of its energy behind. That's why every planet responded. Someone exclaims. They were all touched by the same cosmic event. But the message continues. Another image appears, a second shockwave, weaker, fading, traveling slowly, arriving only now. The mysterious signal is not new. It is ancient, billions of years old. A memory traveling through space, bouncing off worlds, growing weaker with time until Stellar One finally detected it. The narrator deepens the emotional impact. The signal was never a call for help. It was never a warning. It was the universe remembering itself. A final revelation, the glowing spiral core brightens. The spacecraft systems overload for a moment as new data floods in, data about patterns of life, evolution, chemistry, energy, gravity, and time. It is not a message for humans. It is a message for planets. A message that once shaped the early solar system. The scientists realize something breathtaking. The signal is a blueprint, a cosmic instruction, a guide for forming worlds, a seed for life itself. Narrator explains. Not life as humans know it, but the perfect conditions that allow life to appear. The ancient structure was sending these instructions across the solar system billions of years ago. The planets absorbed pieces of it, shaping their atmospheres, their oceans, their magnetic fields. Earth received the strongest echo, which might explain why life began there. The team sits in stunned silence. This changes everything. The last transmission as the message reaches its end. The spiral core slows its rotation. The light dims. The structure begins to close again, folding inward like a flower returning to its winter sleep. But before it shuts completely, it sends one final pulse. Stellar One captures it. A simple pattern, 3 beats, pause, 3 beats, pause, a long final tone. The narrator speaks with emotional weight, the farewell of a messenger that has spoken across billions of years. The structure becomes still. The light fades. The object returns to silence, its purpose complete. The mysterious signal never plays again. The journey must return. Stellar One turns away from the ancient sphere. Its engines glow softly in the dark. The spacecraft begins its long journey back toward the sun, carrying the most important discovery in human history. The narrator closes the documentary with a final cinematic thought. The solar system is not just a home. It is a story, written in fire, water, storms, ice, and silence. And somewhere beyond the edge, the universe still whispers its secrets. The message has ended, but the search for meaning has only begun. As Stellar One fades into the blackness, the stars shimmer quietly, each one a distant mystery waiting for its own discovery. The screen fades to black. The heartbeat stops. The documentary ends.